In this video, I want to address something I hear a lot from both coaches who are just starting out and coaches who have been at this for a while. It sounds something like this. The market is so saturated. How am I supposed to stand out? Or how am I supposed to compete with all this? I hear you, and I understand why you feel that way. But today, I want to offer you a different frame because I think the word saturated is really doing you harm. The market isn't saturated, it's mature. And those two things are pretty different. A saturated market is one where there's actually no room left, where supply has overwhelmed demand and the opportunity is pretty scarce. A mature market is one where the rules have changed, where the early adopter advantage has faded, but real sustainable opportunities actually grow. And this difference matters because one tells you to give up and the other tells you that you need to do something different. So today, we're going to talk about what a mature market actually means for you as a fitness coach and why the coaches who understand this will have an edge that compounds over time. Let's get into it. Let's start with some context. When a market is emerging, think of the early days of online fitness coaching, circa 2012 to 2017. The novelty of being a coach with an online presence was itself the differentiator. But markets evolve, demand grows, more coaches enter, clients become more experienced, platforms evolve and advance, and the marketing strategies that worked in an emerging market stop working in a mature market. Here are some of the key characteristics of a mature market. The baseline competency becomes much higher. Coaches are educated. They have the lived experience of working both online and offline. They have a personal brand. They've been creating content for some time now. Clients are savvier. They've been coached online before. They know what they like and they don't. They've had positive and negative experiences and real depth of understanding of the value of the service and their willingness to pay. In a mature market, generic content and service level positioning get ignored. There's just too much noise for anything basic or average to actually break through. The coaches who grow in a mature market have to go deeper. Deeper expertise, deeper understanding of their ideal client, and they need a strong and clear offer that speaks specifically to the problems of their ideal client. In a mature market, depth wins. And here's the advantage for you as a professional coach, especially if you're a professional individual design coach who services clients one-to-one. The problem isn't the market. The problem is when a coach tries to play the emerging market game in a mature market, chasing trends, copying tactics, and staying surface level. So in a mature market, we have to play the right game. When the market is crowded with tons of fitness coaches, the coaches who grow are the coaches who can clearly articulate why their coaching is better and different and exactly who it's designed to serve. I want to be really clear about what I mean by better and different, because I don't just mean slapping a specific niche in your Instagram bio. I'm talking about clarity on your methodology. How do you actually coach and why? Clarity on your philosophy. What do you believe about fitness, transformation, and the coach-client relationship? Clarity on your specific ideal client. Who do you serve best, and why are you the exact right coach for them? Clarity on the transformation that you deliver. Not just what you do, but what actually changes for the client that you serve. This is why I created the coaching content signature as the foundation of all of your marketing. The intersection of your core coaching beliefs, the transformational topics that your ideal client is searching for, and your unique delivery style. In a mature market, your signature is not optional. It's the thing that makes you findable, memorable, and referable. Here's why. When everything looks the same video style, same hooks, same message, same tips, you can't break through. The coaches that stand out are the ones with a very clear and specific point of view. The coaches who can clearly explain why they coach the way they do and why it matters to a very specific client. Those coaches will always have an edge. The coaches who try to compete on volume and surface level tips get commoditized. They become interchangeable and irrelevant. In a crowded market, interchangeable means invisible. So if you haven't done the work creating your coaching content signature and you want the custom GPT that I built for you, which is essentially the next best thing to you and I having a consult and me walking you through the process step by step, hit me in the DMs and I'll send it your way. Here's one of the most important shifts that happens in a mature market, and it should change how you think about your marketing and how you execute. In an emerging market, the visibility kind of creates the credibility. You show up and people notice. But in a mature market, credibility creates the visibility. Your reputation precedes you. Word of mouth, referrals, and real results bring people to you, allowing you to share your unique point of view and drive real connection and trust. This is a real mindset shift because it means the game isn't just about getting more eyes on your content. It's about getting the right eyes and deepening trust. It's about showing and demonstrating the real results and letting your work, your ideas, and your methodology speak for itself. Think about the coaches that you know who have a sustainable client roster of 40, 50, or 60 clients. The ones who aren't constantly grinding for attention. How did they get there? Rarely was it a viral post or an ad campaign. It's almost always years of consistent coaching, real results, and happy clients who refer other clients. That kind of momentum is nearly impossible to create through just marketing alone. The work has to be done. The proof has to be earned. The confidence in your ability to present what you know and what you do has to be practiced rep by rep. So what does this mean for you practically? First, focus on client outcomes over everything. Your actual results become proof in your marketing. Show your work, share the process, the in-depth thinking, the nuances, both the physical and mental transformation achieved. That's what builds credibility. And you play the long game. Credibility compounds over time. Every week, when you show up through your weekly content anchor or your magnet videos, a strategy that I teach in this show builds a foundation, allowing you to connect through shared beliefs, unique points of view, specific methodologies, backed by lived experience and real results, allowing you to build the authority that no algorithm can take away. Let's talk about systems for a second, because in a mature market, that means something different than it does in a startup phase. In an emerging market, your systems are about rapid growth, automation, funnels, volume. In a mature market, your systems have to be about consistency and sustainability. How do I deliver with excellence? And how do I show up in my content week over week with consistency, my own unique message, my own standards, my own proof, and in a unique style that breaks through? This is a crucial distinction, because scale means something very different in an emerging market than it does in a mature market. Your scale might mean 40 clients at a premium price point with a reputation that keeps your roster full with referrals. And that's not a small thing. That's actually a thriving business. When an existing client refers someone to you, there's already a foundation of trust and belief. And that referral is much more likely to binge on the content that you have to understand if you're the coach for them and see if there's a real connection. Here's what sustainable marketing can look like in a mature market. A content creation workflow that you can actually maintain for years. A client experience that consistently delivers results and genuinely serves those clients. A steady lead flow that generates quality conversations. A marketing system that keeps your pipeline warm without burning you out. If you haven't watched the episode on the minimum viable marketing system, I highly suggest that you watch that next. In that episode, I share a marketing system that you can actually sustain as a full-time independent coach. The goal isn't to automate your way to hundreds of clients. The goal is to have time to build a practice you're proud of, as well as having time to build your personal brand and online reputation. Here's the filter that separates coaches who build something real from the coaches who don't. Most people don't want to do the challenging and unglamorous work of showing up and coaching through your content week over week, month over month, year over year. Instead, they'll just chase trending social tactics, rebrand every year. They'll pivot when things get hard or the results aren't coming as quickly as they want. But the coaches who have a solid strategy, the coaches who stay committed to learning, to refining, to getting better at coaching through their content, they outlast the coaches who are just chasing the next growth hack. In a mature market, consistency and stick-to-itiveness become your moat. And here's what I mean by that. A moat is your competitive advantage that's hard to replicate. It's a genuine commitment to going all in for years. You can copy someone's content format. You can use the same lead magnet template. You can try and recreate their funnel. You can even mimic someone's niche, but you cannot copy the results that compound from years of showing up and coaching through your content. That's the long game I talk about consistently in this show. And it's not just motivational language. It is your real competitive strategy. The coaches who win in a mature market are the ones who outlast the coaches who are in it for a quick payoff. And here's the good news. Most coaches won't do this, which means if you do, if you start now, if you stay consistent, you're already ahead. And here's the last point I want to hit. And this one should really excite you. Mature markets mean sophisticated buyers. Those are the clients that professional coaches want. The ones who value individual design, the ones who are willing to invest properly, the ones who take coaching seriously, They've tried the $27 template. They've tried the 12-week challenge. They've downloaded the free guides and tried the generic workouts. And they know now from experience that it doesn't work for them. They're not looking for the cheapest option anymore. They're looking for the right coach for them. The specific coach who understands their unique situation and that they feel can confidently help them navigate it. This creates a natural alignment between the professional coach and the serious client. Your depth of expertise, your unique coaching methodology, your specific positioning, that's exactly what they're looking for. And because trust is a very scarce resource in a mature market, the coaches who build this will attract serious clients. So if you're frustrated with your lead flow, you need to know that building trust takes time, and you need to have confidence that if you've invested the effort in developing a unique strategy and you're showing up consistently and you're executing on all the things that I've shared with you in this show, you will build the credibility that attracts serious clients. So the reframe I want you to focus on, the market isn't working against you. It's filtering for you. A mature market filters out the coaches who aren't serious. It makes it harder to fake expertise, harder to build an audience without substance, and harder to win without a genuine craft. And that means it's also filtering clients towards the coaches who have done the work. Mature markets demand strategy, systems, and stick-to-itiveness. And those are the qualities that define a professional coach. You already understand delayed gratification. You already know that real results take time and consistency. You teach this to your clients every single day. Now I want you to apply it to your business, your marketing, and your content creation. The market isn't saturated. It's just asking more of you. And if you're listening to this show, more of you is exactly what I'm preparing you for. If you're calling the market saturated, I want you to swap that word permanently. The market is mature. And mature markets reward depth over novelty, credibility over visibility, clarity over volume, consistency over hacks, and real results over surface level tactics. These are the things that we're building through this show. And in a mature market, they will compound and you will be ahead. Here's your action item for this week. Audit your positioning. If a potential client landed on my profile or spent time watching my content right now, could they clearly answer these questions? Who is this coach for? What do they specifically help with? Why is their approach different and better? If the answer to those questions is not really, that's your work. And lucky for you, I've got videos that help you answer all of those questions. And if you want hands-on help, specifically from me, you can join the next cohort of the OPEX Method Mentorship. In that mentorship, not only do you gain the principles and the systems that OPEX has taught for over 25 years, you also gain a clear understanding of the method and the approach to individual design coaching. You build your practice inside CoachRx, the operating system of individual design coaches, and you get to spend 2 weeks with me working on your content strategy and your marketing systems. If you're interested, that information is linked in the description below. I have a blast going deep with coaches in every single cohort, and I really hope that you'll join me. If something in this episode connected for you or it sparked additional questions, hit me in the DMs. I'm always available to chat and help point you in the right direction. And if you want the coaching content signature GPT that I built for you, I'm happy to send it your way. That's it for today. I'll catch you next week with a new episode.